And a very good evening to you. I'm Sophie Cambridge with this Sunday, January 14th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, the mitigation plan put in place to deal with the South Coast sewage treatment plant appears to be working. For several days now, the roads have been dry and appear to be free of the sewage which was previously flowing along the problematic Hastings stretch. Manager of Communications and the Rapid Response Unit, Joyanne Haig, says while the temporary fix is working, they're looking for a more permanent solution.
This is really just part of the mitigation because we also have to bypass the force main. And the force main is like the outlet line. The inlet line has a block and that has the bypass on it. So the measures that have been taken would be to put the lift station in Bay Street online in an effort to take some of the load off of the South Coast sewage plant into the Bridgetown sewage plant. Then we would have put the 10-inch pump is now working and is actually working very hard and is taking up a lot of the wastewater off of the streets. Together with the taking off a number of persons offline, that also helps too. So you have a combination now. You have the lift station online, you have persons offline, you have the pump now, the 10-inch pump now actually working, and then you have the bypassing on the actual block.
In the meanwhile, the leader of the United Progressive Party, Attorney at Law Lynette Eastman, says the South Coast sewage crisis should not have been allowed to escalate to the current level. She says from the time the problem arose, immediate action involving consultation with stakeholders was necessary in order to mitigate the issue.
As soon as you know that there was a difficulty, you meet with the best people who can advise you wherever they come from. You come up with a plan and you tell the people in the community, Barbados, how you plan to approach it. And that is something that I think could have been, your immediate action plan could have been developed in a matter of hours, not a matter of years. Your immediate action plan, which of course could change over time as you get more information.
In other news, a security guard is recovering from a stab wound to the chest following an altercation with a man at Jordan's supermarket. According to police, 52-year-old Anderson Bend, a security officer with the supermarket, received the injury around 8 last night. Preliminary investigations revealed that Ben had reason to speak with a man who was misbehaving in the supermarket and when two men got involved in an altercation. As a result, the assailant stabbed Ben in the chest with a broken bottle before subsequently fleeing the scene. Ben was transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance for treatment. Investigations into the incident are continuing. At least one major resort says it is committed to defending and deepening its investment in Barbados. Sandals recently employed close to 600 people at the new Sandals Royal Barbados, which opened in December. That brings the total number of people employed by the company on the island to over 1,100. Another 1,800 full-time jobs will be created once the Beaches project is complete. This means that Sandals will eventually provide employment for close to 3,000 people in Barbados. 1,500 people are expected to find jobs during the construction phase of the Beaches Resort, and the two current properties, Sandals Barbados and Sandals Royal Barbados, are reporting a positive and brisk start to the tourism season, with both now enjoying occupancy levels of over 90%. Sandals says it's excited to partner with the government to ensure that the record growth experienced in the hospitality sector last year continues this year and beyond. We'll be back with more news just after the break.
Britain's Hill St. Michael is a sleepy residential and commercial community that mirrors other districts across Barbados. It boasts 3 schools along its main artery, Britain's Crossroad, as well as a consulate and a number of food and retail businesses. But there is one thing that sets it apart from other communities: the events of August 26, 2007.
Around 4:30 this morning, something was going dreadfully wrong in this quiet Britain's Hill neighborhood. Many awoke to a fierce rumbling. What they initially thought was a slight tremor was the partial collapse of their apartment building. Some managed to escape, others did not.
On the next 60 Minutes.
What if a murder could be predicted? What if police could intervene with the future victim or future killer? In Chicago, an experimental computer program is trying to do just that. It's called Predictive Policing.
The goal of this operation is keep people alive.
60 Minutes, Sundays at 10:05 p.m. on CBC TV 8.
St. Lucie MP Dennis Kelman has fired back at his critics and is defending his track record in his constituency. He says he's been able to empower residents by helping them to acquire jobs and homes. He also intends to address the state of the roads in St. Lucie.
Yes, the present thing, young men, I know you're all going to say that roads are important. Yes, they are important. But always remember that when the good book spoke, it didn't say roads, it said food, shelter, and clothing. So you have to prioritize, you can't go against the Bible. So I had to ensure that my people had something to eat, that they had shelter, and they had clothing. Now that I am satisfied that I have been able to empower them to get some work, somewhere to live, and something to wear, I am now tackling the roads. So don't worry about the roads will be dealt with. But I have never seen anybody living on a road yet.
Well, Minister of Labour and Democratic Labour Party candidate for St. George South, Esther Bayasuku, is standing by her success in representing the constituency and is moving to retake the seat from incumbent Dwight Sutherland of the Barbados Labour Party. She tells CBC News that on-the-ground canvassing continues and that her work in the constituency did not stop after she lost her seat. She says that despite not being the current MP, residents continue to view her as the person who can help them. Senator Bayasuku says it's time St. George South is set back on the path of development.
Between 2008 and 2013, a lot was done in terms of infrastructure. When I was the MP, we got a new day nursery, we got the Blackman Gollett School, which amalgamated two of the schools in the constituency. We got a play park, we got a new facility at Greens Play Park, playing field, resource center, pavilion, everything. We got a lot of major road works done, including the big roundabout at Boarded Hall. We had a lot of infrastructure work done, some major road works. A lot of stuff was done.
And Senator Bayasuku says she intends to run a clean, upbeat and positive campaign.
I've told my folks we're not going defacing posters, pulling down posters. You see, we had a banner put at Ellerton Corner to celebrate the youngsters winning, and that was defaced. And I've said to my guys that we're not playing that game. I'm also not one who is going out there to get involved in the negative, the propaganda, defaming anybody. I'm not going to be out there, and I'm not about to do just anything for a vote.
In other news, the Lions Club of Barbados South has extended a helping hand to the Christchurch Parish Church Community Outreach Program. The gesture came as the club joined with other clubs around the world to celebrate the birthday of Lions Club founder Melvin Jones and President Dr. Naresh Agrawal. President of the Lions Club of Barbados South, Cindy Small, says the club was also using the occasion of the Centennial Rice Bag Challenge to make the donation, which was witnessed by members of the club, members of the church, and residents from the community. She says it follows the club's worldwide week of service dedicated to eliminating hunger in the community, and that week ended yesterday.
In 1917, Melvin Jones, a 38-year-old Chicago business leader, told members of his local business club they should reach beyond business issues and address the betterment of their communities and the world. Jones' group, the Business Circle of Chicago, agreed and thus began the Association of Lions Club. 3 years after, Lions became international with clubs around the world, with the motto, "We serve." In this regard, the Lions Club of Barbados South invite Christchurch Outreach Program to accept this donation to assist with the feeding of the less fortunate.
And the rector of the Christchurch Parish Church, Canon Austin Carrington, expressed gratitude on behalf of the church and the residents in the surrounding community.
We here at Christchurch Parish Church are exceedingly happy that the Lions Club has partnered with us in our social outreach program. We share a few things in common, and with a common purpose, we go out into the community to assist our brothers and sisters in Christ who are less fortunate. And they have been very useful and very helpful to us in this outreach program. We thank them for this presentation today, and we wish them well in all of their endeavors. And of course, long may this partnership continue. May God bless you all.
Well, the sports news is up next with Damien Best.